Hi there, this is Chris, and in this video we're going to look at how to sign into your WordPress website and also how to add or delete user profiles for your website. So this is very important, obviously, because one, you need to be able to sign into your own website. The other is that you would need to give other people sometimes the permission and ability to sign into your website using their own credentials, and so you can actually give them different permissions so that they might not be able to change things like the plugins or alter the theme, but they would be able to help you out with content and adding content such as blogs or pages. The other reason why it's good to know how to delete a user profile is that eventually you might want to relinquish an employee's access to the website. But the first reason you're going to want to know how to delete a user profile is because every quick start website that you can get from me comes with an initial user profile sort of credentials and access credentials. So you can initially sign into your quick start using the username user1 and then this password here. So obviously if you don't delete that user profile from your website and somebody recognizes that you've used one of these quick starts, then they would be able to get in with full administrative access, and we don't want that. So in this example we're going to have a look at the Helix, and then we're going to sign into that, add a user, and then delete a user. Okay, so here we are at the Helix. So let's assume that you've just installed Helix and from the back end of SiteGround you haven't gone straight into the admin area. So we want to sign in. Now what you would want to do is let's assume that your domain name was www.myawesomedomain.com. So this is your domain name that you've just created when you got your web hosting. Now, in order to get to the interface where you can sign in, you need to add the slash and then wp-admin. So type in your domain, add /wp-admin, and then hit enter, and you will then get to the sign in page. So I've just added /wp-admin to my domain address, and then I hit enter. And you can see here we go. Now, I don't actually want to sign in with, this is my usual and remembered sign in credentials here. But just to show you, I would like to sign in using the default user profile that is available. So you would want to sign in going with this one here. So user1, and then if we get the password as well. And as you can see, I'm just going to hit login. Okay, so once you're signed in using the default user credentials, we're going to want to add your own user profile in the role of the administrator, which means you have full permissions. And then we would like to delete the default user that has access to the quick start websites. Okay, so if we go to the bottom left, you will find users, and then we go to all users. We could go straight to add new, but let's take a look at this page. So here, and let's get rid of that. So here we have a list of all users on your website, and then you'll notice that we have name. Importantly, we have the email. And then here we have role, and obviously you are going to want to be in the administrator role, which means that you have full permissions across the site. So you can install and update plugins, you can make changes to the themes and all the rest of it. But you may want somebody that has access to the site, but only in the capacity to be able to add content such as blogs, or maybe even change content on pages. So there are different roles that you can create, but in this video we're just going to look at how to create an administrator role, and then we'll look at how to delete profiles that you would consider a vulnerability to your website. So you never want to have profiles existing that you won't use. Okay, so at the top left, let's go to add new, and then we want to fill in a username. So my username, very imaginative. And this one, we will go for this, my email formybusiness.co.uk. Obviously, put in a real email address because you might need to recover your password or something like that. And then we add in these details. Now, if we click show password, it actually generates a password. So if you can commit that to memory, fantastic. You may want to make up your own password. So your own password. I'm surprised that's even a medium and not just a week. But should you enter a weak password, you would actually have to confirm that you're happy for that. Now, don't forget, it's better to have a good and robust password, and if you can, have it unique to your website. Okay, so for the purpose of this, we will go with weak password, which is very weak. How terrible. Okay, and then you might as well just check out that the email is working. So here you would choose the role. So subscriber would be for your customers, and then we have various roles all the way up to administrator. So this is your own administrator profile that we're creating. So click administrator. That's it. We've got everything filled in as we need, and then click add new user. So there we have it. We have just created and added a new user profile to the WordPress website. And so obviously this is for the administrator role, and you would want to make sure that your password is not just a strong one, but also secure and safe, especially when it has all of these permissions. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is delete any surplus users that we no longer want to have access to the site. And in this case, it would be this profile here, which obviously everybody knows the username and the password. That's no good. Okay, so what we need to do is sign out of this profile and then sign in using our new administrator profile. So if we go up to the top right, we can hit log out. Okay, so I've just added the credentials for the new administrator account that we created, and then just hit login. Okay, so we've just logged in, and that's it. We're now using the new administrator account, and we want to go back down to users on the bottom left, and then all users. Now here you can see that we're logged in here. We've got edit and view, but we don't have delete. And now if you look at this profile here, we have this delete button. And we've already seen that within just a few seconds, you can create a new user profile. If you go along to a user profile and click delete, you have specified this user for deletion. What should be done with content owned by this user? Now that's quite important to think about. There might be content that you want to keep, and so you can choose to attribute the content to one of the other authors. So essentially, where a blog post, for example, said that it was authored or written by user 1, it would now say that it's written by Chris or my name, which is your account. Okay, so we make that decision and then we confirm deletion. And that's it. So in this video, we've looked at how to sign into a WordPress website, which is to go along to your domain name and add this part here, /wp-admin, and that's going to take you to the sign in page. From there, you get into the dashboard and go along to users at the bottom left, and then you're able to add new users or delete users. Now it's entirely up to you whether you keep me as a user on your Quick Start website. Should you decide that you might want to have me help you out in the future, I would have sign-in credentials, but I would actually prefer that you delete that account, and then if you decide to use me in the future to help you out with anything, you would simply create a temporary user account with administrator role. So I would recommend that you not only delete this default user account, but you also delete mine here as well. But of course, if you do need some help in the future, you can call upon my services and just cook up a new account for me to gain access for you. And of course, do that with any web developer or web designer. I would always recommend though that you do disable and delete any user accounts that aren't currently being used for a specific purpose. Okay, so I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you in some of the other videos. Thanks so much.